Rain fell hard against the windshield, blurring the world into streaks of silver. Inside a sleek black car, Ethan Cole, the 35-year-old billionaire CEO of a major tech company, sat motionless at a red light. To anyone else, he was the picture of success: expensive suit, custom-made watch, calm expression, but inside, Ethan was lonely. Since his wife died 3 years ago, every evening felt like a quiet echo of what he'd lost. His phone buzzed beside him, another message from his assistant reminding him of a late-night meeting. He sighed. Another deal, another distraction, he muttered. Money, fame, power, he had them all, yet he felt hollow. Sometimes he wondered if anyone would ever knock on his door, not for business, but simply because they cared. The rain grew heavier. As he turned a corner toward the highway, his headlights cut through the darkness and caught a blurry figure on the roadside. A woman, soaked, shivering, holding something wrapped in a blanket. She was trying to wave down cars, but no one stopped. For a moment, Ethan hesitated. He wasn't used to stopping for strangers. But something, maybe his late wife's voice in his heart, told him to pull over. He rolled down the window slightly. "Hey, are you all right?" he asked, his voice calm but cautious. The woman stepped closer, rain dripping from her hair. "Please," she said breathlessly, "my child is sick. The bus broke down, and we're stuck out here. I need to get to St. Mary's Hospital. Please, sir." Her desperation pierced through him. Without another word, Ethan unlocked the door. "Get in." She hesitated for a second, then climbed in, clutching the small bundle tightly. The child's face was pale, lips slightly blue. Ethan immediately turned up the heat. "What happened?" he asked as he started driving. He has a fever," she said, voice trembling. "I'm Anna. My son Liam's been sick for 2 days. I work double shifts at the diner, and I was trying to get him to the hospital when the bus broke down." Ethan nodded, eyes focused on the road. "We'll get there fast." Anna glanced at him, noticing his suit and the luxury car. "Thank you, I didn't think anyone would stop." "Most people don't," Ethan replied softly. "But I know what it's like to need help and have no one stop." Anna looked at him, curiosity flickering in her tired eyes. You don't seem like someone who's ever needed help." Ethan gave a small smile. "Looks can lie. Everyone needs someone at some point." The car sped through the rain. Liam whimpered weakly. Anna whispered to him, humming softly. Ethan kept glancing at the rearview mirror, his heart tightening. The child reminded him of his late son, lost in the same hospital years ago. When they reached St. Mary's, Ethan jumped out first, carrying the boy inside with Anna right behind. "This child needs help," he shouted as nurses rushed over. Within minutes, Liam was taken into the emergency room. Anna stood there, soaked and trembling. "Thank you, sir, I don't even know your name." "Ethan," he said. "Ethan Cole." Her eyes widened slightly. "The Ethan Cole, the tech company owner. Oh my God. I didn't recognize you." He shrugged. "Tonight, I'm just a man who stopped his car." She smiled faintly, tears mixing with the rain. "You saved my boy." While Liam was being treated, Ethan stayed with her in the waiting room. Hours passed. Anna shared bits of her story: single mother, small apartment, barely enough to pay rent, yet still hopeful. Ethan listened quietly. For the first time in years, someone spoke to him not as a billionaire, but as a human being. Around 3 a.m., the doctor came out. "Your son will be fine," he said. "High fever, but he's stable now." Anna burst into tears. "Thank you, God, thank you." She turned to Ethan and hugged him tightly. "I can't ever repay you." Ethan stood frozen for a second, then slowly hugged her back. The warmth of that simple human touch cracked the wall around his heart. When they went in to see Liam, the boy was sleeping peacefully. Ethan smiled, brushing a strand of hair from the child's forehead. "You're a brave little man," he whispered. Anna looked at Ethan with gratitude. "You didn't have to do all this. Why did you stop for us?" He took a deep breath. "Because someone once stopped for me. Years ago, when my wife and son were in an accident, a stranger pulled them out of the wreck before the ambulance came. That man disappeared before I could thank him. I promised myself, if I ever saw someone in need, I'd stop, no matter who they were." Anna's eyes softened. "Then tonight, you kept your promise." He nodded slowly. Maybe it was my turn to be the stranger." A few days later, Ethan returned to the hospital to check on them. Anna was surprised to see him again. She had expected him to vanish like most rich people do after doing their good deed. But Ethan wasn't there out of guilt, He was there because something about Anna and her son had filled a void in his heart. I wanted to make sure Liam's okay, he said, carrying a small bag. Inside were some clothes, toys, and food. Just a few things. Anna smiled shyly. You didn't have to. I wanted to, he interrupted gently. Let me help you both. Over the next few weeks, Ethan kept visiting. He found himself laughing more, talking more, even smiling genuinely, something he hadn't done in years. Liam grew attached to him, calling him Uncle Ethan. One evening, as they sat together outside the hospital cafe, Ethan asked, Do you have anyone to help you, Anna? Family. Friends. She shook her head. My parents passed. I work 2 jobs. It's just me and Liam. Ethan looked thoughtful. You deserve better than struggling alone. I'm used to it, she said softly. Life doesn't give second chances. Ethan smiled faintly. Sometimes it does. You just have to accept them. He offered her a job, not out of pity, but because he saw her strength. Come work at my company's community center, he said. You'll help manage our family outreach programs. You'd be perfect for it. She was stunned. I don't have a fancy degree. You have what most people don't, Ethan replied. Heart. After much hesitation, she accepted. Within months, Anna proved herself invaluable, kind, hardworking, honest. Liam grew healthier, happier, often playing in Ethan's office after school. Slowly, the walls between them faded. Ethan began to feel something he thought he'd lost forever: connection, purpose, love. One evening, after work, as they watched Liam chase butterflies in the park, Anna said quietly, You've changed our lives. Ethan looked at her. You've changed mine. She smiled. How? For years, I thought money could fix loneliness. But it took a soaked stranger in the rain to remind me what really matters. Anna blushed slightly. Sometimes, life sends us storms to meet the people we're meant to. He nodded. And sometimes, the people we help end up saving us. Months passed. The friendship deepened. Then one spring morning, Liam ran up to Ethan and shouted, Uncle Ethan. Mom says you're coming for dinner. Ethan laughed. Wouldn't miss it. That night, over homemade soup and laughter, Ethan felt something warm fill the space his heart had once left empty. Family. Love. Belonging. When he tucked Liam into bed, the boy whispered sleepily, Uncle Ethan, will you stay? Ethan looked at Anna, who smiled softly. If it's all right with your mom, he said. She nodded, eyes glistening. It's more than all right. As rain began to fall gently. Outside, the same rain that had once brought them together, Ethan realized something profound. The richest moments in life weren't found in boardrooms or bank accounts, but in the quiet corners of compassion. He glanced at Anna and whispered, Thank you for knocking on my window that night. She smiled. And thank you for stopping. That night, a lonely CEO finally found what he had been searching for all along. Not success, not wealth, but a reason to love again. And sometimes, all it takes is one knock in the rain.